We are standing here in what is going to be the atrium of the HSSC. And what we're viewing right now is the bridges that basically connect the north and south pavilions of the HSSC, as well as connecting the historic ARH. And as you can see here, the knuckle, as it's referred to, of ARH is a prominent feature of the atrium, and will be displayed in all of its glory when this space is all finished in 2020. As we look north here, we're looking into the North Pavilion, which is going to be the home of a couple of neighborhoods, as they're quoted, meaning that there are groups of departments that are in neighborhoods, meaning that a neighborhood might be, say, 2 floors of the North Pavilion, or maybe 1 floor of the North Pavilion and a floor of ARH, where essentially these departments are co-located and allowed to have cross-disciplinary adventures, if you will. So with that, we're looking north into the atrium, and if we pan a little bit to the right, we'll begin to look at what the courtyard will look like between the HSSC and Noyce, where you see this plywood box, which used to be the tower crane. Roughly in that same location, we will have a sculpture, an outdoor sculpture that is being designed and created by alum Greg Gomez. It's actually under fabrication as we speak. And this will be a large expanse of paving, pavers that will create a very dynamic atmosphere as far as being able to meet in small group and have even outdoor classes in what's coined as the outdoor teaching spaces. What you see above you is a large scaffolding erection that basically provides an elevated work surface to work on the ceiling of the atrium. When that is taken down, you will notice a great amount of outdoor light will enter into this atrium, essentially from all sides, including kind of a halo effect type of skylight system that'll be strategically positioned over the ARH knuckle and create quite a dynamic effect. We are now looking south from the atrium into what's referred to as the Dazzle space. And before we get into the Dazzle space, you're looking at the structural framing for what's considered the monumental stairs of the atrium. This will be kind of a feature wall of the atrium, and it'll really draw your attention to this very important area of the building. So Dazzle will be where there'll be heavy computing, dealing with big data and statistical operations. That's kind of the whole idea, is that it provides the ultimate flexibility in that particular learning environment for Dazzle. So as we pan up, we're looking at essentially the bridges that connect the South Pavilion to the ARH building. We are looking at the outside of the building now. We are standing in the courtyard that'll connect the HSSC to Noyce. And this is a view at what's going to be a large expanse of curtain wall glass that'll essentially be 4.5 stories tall, and will basically encompass all 3 stories of the bridges and lowest level to basically cross through and connect to the various parts of the building. So this part of the building will be very dynamic in that you kind of have to go through this area in order to get to any other part of the building or through the building. So this will be quite the striking view when it's all done. We are now looking at the south wall of the North Pavilion, and what you see in plywood will actually all be covered with copper metal. So this will be a very striking combination of glass, metal, and brick that comes together in this courtyard. We are standing in the anthropology area, and in particular, this is the archaeology teaching lab. And this space is a little bit unique compared to the rest of the building. It's kind of split into neighborhoods, where a neighborhood consists of various departments, where this is more specific to one particular department because of the specific needs for anthropology in order to do lab work as well as review artifacts that they've collected. This is a unique HVAC feature in this building, which is called chilled beam. And those devices that will be in the lay-in ceiling provide both the heating and cooling for the space, and it addresses the major shortcoming that we had in ARH, which is air noise, disrupting class ability to communicate. And so this will greatly quiet down the room, yet provide the needed heating and cooling in a very efficient way. We are in a departmental corridor in the South Pavilion, and what we're looking at to the left is several faculty offices. And as you look at these offices, they are very much the same size and configuration until we get into the renovated spaces in ARH and Carnegie. But by and large, all of these faculty offices are designed the same. We are now standing at the very south end of the South Pavilion, looking out onto Central Campus. This particular room is coined the presentation room. It is one of the largest tiered rooms that we have in the building, and it will be a focal point for prospective families and students that are visiting campus to have a large information session with the admissions folks. This room will also have a higher level of finish, so it'll be very formal with respect to maybe a typical classroom. We are standing in the future staff lounge on the 3rd floor of the South Pavilion, and we are overlooking what will be the future green roof with the historic Carnegie building in the background. So this will be a great view from the staff lounge, and will also demonstrate the college's commitment to sustainability. We are looking north at the south end of the South Pavilion, and this is looking at 3rd floor Main Street. And what I wanted to show you here is how the skylights will basically provide natural light through all floors of the building via these light wells that allow that natural light to pour on through the building. So this will keep that Main Street corridor feeling much more daylit and dynamic than typical corridors would. We are now standing at the 3rd floor level at the south end of the atrium looking north. And as you can see, the bridges that traverse the atrium actually take different paths. They're not identical, and that adds to the visual interest of the space, and once again makes it a much more dynamic feel. So we are looking east out of the atrium, what will be the large expanse of curtain wall glass. To the left, we've got the North Pavilion, where you'll see the copper cladding eventually over the plywood. And to the right, where you see the masonry happening, will be the South Pavilion north wall. That frames essentially a U-shaped courtyard that'll be a very dynamic, active outdoor space on campus. Standing in the North Pavilion, top floor, 3rd floor, we are looking east into what will be several very large classrooms in the range of 30 plus students. And as you can see, it's a very large space, so these will be very large, spacious classrooms. These classrooms will be a shared resource. They're not really owned by any department, so these will be open for the registrar to schedule as needed. We are now standing in Global, and we are looking at the northwest corner of the North Addition on 1st floor. Be a very striking glass wall here that will actually have a curved corner. So it'll be very much a prominent piece of the building that you view as you approach campus from 8th Avenue. And Global will be essentially combined where right now they're in several separate locations amongst campus. So this will be kind of a way to unite all of Global.
From this location you can see the new AFA building in front of us. This location is approximately the same angle that is on the front page of the drawings that give you the rendering of the building. You can see where the new entrance is going to be, the new waiting area, and that large dirt pile there is approximately where the new trellis is going to go from the north to the south. That will connect the south parking lot to the new main entry. Right now we're located at the northeast corner of the AFA site, just outside waiting room 103. You can see the red iron there is going to be the new framework for the main entry. Again, where the plastic is up to temporarily enclose the building, that will be all new glass curtain wall done in a Liberty bronze. And again, you can see the new windows that are in place, which are a Liberty bronze as well to tie in with the curtain wall system. Right now we're outside to the north of the main entry vestibule, just outside of the main waiting room. Looking south, you can see the new monumental bridge that's going to connect the south part of the financial aid to the north part of the building where the reception rooms and conference rooms are located. Also on 1st floor, looking over, you can see the monumental stairs that have been completed for the structural steel. And then coming across to the north, you can see the bridge and the underside of the bridge that carries the mechanicals from the south mechanical room to the north. that tie the north and south of the building together. We're standing outside the main vestibule and meeting room where the large fireplace is to go. You can see the glulam beams along with the structural beams and the tie rod girts that pull everything together. You can also notice the 2x6 tongue and groove Doug fir roof decking that is actually finished material, along with the large windows that flank either side of the fireplace and the chimney. And the chimney and fireplace will be covered in a stone which matches the exterior stone outside with a large limestone hearth that comes across the front. Where we're standing right now is just south of the monumental stairs in the main entry. This is looking south, the southern 2/3 of the building, and first floor for the administration offices. Right now we're located on the second floor, directly south of the monumental stairs and monumental bridge connecting the southern 2/3 of the building to the northern 2/3. Across this open expanse will connect you to conference rooms and meeting room and the elevator. Area we're standing in right now is a large presentation room, which is on the far north end of the bridge, north end of the building. As you're panning across looking to the east, that wall is not framed yet, but on the other side of the wall that will be framed, the large brown tarp covered object is the air handler that feeds the north end of the building. As you look to the south, you can see the monumental bridge that comes across and open to the floor below. And from this location, you're looking down through the end truss into waiting room 103. Again, this is the open vaulted area with the finished tongue and groove siding and the fireplace. This is the north entry on the west side of the building. It will be set up for student use, visitor use, but the main use for this entry will be the occupants of the building themselves for Grinnell College.